go over some information on sensitivity levels with regard to personal effect, personal identification, attacks on personal space, personal identification. I'm over 50, so back in the olden days, it was more of a physical approach to personal attack form. It was more physical based. Sensitivity levels with regard to personal space, personal identification, how a person deals with these attacks on their being, reflecting or absorbing. The exposure is exactly what it is. It's exposure to psychology of a personal attack on one's identification of who they are, who they feel they are, what they feel they are. Some advice that I may have is identify the format, the reason, the origin, the cause, the purpose, what is the objective of the personal attack, is there logic behind it, what is the intended outcome of the personal attack. Generally, these are always geared toward weakening the person, spiritually, physically, mentally, psychologically weakening the intended recipient of the attack. There's a number of ways to deal with a personal attack. Understanding is part of that, understanding that you have been personally attacked for your being, appearance, things of this nature, how you choose to respond to the personal attack. This varies from person to person. Everyone is built different. Everyone responds different. Some people choose to absorb the information and move on. Some people choose to reflect or shield the information. I tend to take a position of analysis, which is a slower approach, but I generally ask the question, what is the purpose of this? What is the intended goal, and why is it happening? What is the origin? And what do I need to do to prevent further problems along these lines? If you do come into a situation like that, your living conditions choose to be modified, moving a simple 5-mile radius from the origin of it can potentially simplify matters, depending upon if you live in a shitty environment or not. This is something that needs to be quantified and understand as far as parameters, ranges. Simply moving about 5 miles can change your entire life very rapidly. Just makes things simpler. Some people may take that perspective to say I need to leave the state, move to Washington or Oregon or the Northwest. It is in your best interest to understand the geographical location of your move. Advised is to live there for a short time to understand get an idea of the layout where you want to move to. Anyway, as far as personal attacks goes, sensitivity level is duly noted by the personnel generating the information. Sensitivity level appears to be a high order event along these circumstantial parameters. This has to do with the change in the overall personnel, demographic, the upbringing, exposure, laws, behavioral parameters that have been modified or changed over time. Recommend identify personal attack, understand the purpose, and then the first question I ask is generally, is it survivable? If the answer is yes, then you would continue forward. Example, if someone is trying to kill you, the bladed instrument, this is problematic in that you have to stop or evade that circumstance. Identifying threat level and its origin and purpose, its intent. These are standard, very simplistic parameters that should be brought into your bag of things. Adapting, if you cannot evade or move, adapting to this process, learning the structure, the behavior, and learning how to adapt to it may become necessary for survival and basic operations. Again, sensitivity level is the primary information that is brought into the parameter. Yeah. Is that a problem? Is it going to be a problem? I'm not God. I would assume at some point the parameters will be modified to a certain degree to generate emotional response due to sensitivity levels of individuals. Again, the analytical approach to the modification is to analyze what is the purpose of this, and then log that data, because that data is extremely important to your survival and the psychology of the event. Why is this person doing this? What is the objective? Generally and almost always weaken the spiritual of the subject, weaken the psychology of the subject, the state. The status is just to generally overall along all lines weaken the target, period. Is this effective? Yes, of course it's effective. If you take a rock and throw it at a window, depending upon the force and the size of the rock, the window will most likely break. This is the logic behind these specifics, is to damage the target. Again, adapting to if a move is impossible or evading a subject is impossible, you have to adapt to that behavior, which puts you in a position of understanding your problem more. This gives you information that is permanently written onto your existence. This is information you will always and forever have, you will never lose. This is a secondary operational vector to consider with regards to attacks on personal well-being and attempt to weaken the subject along all lines. Again, spiritually, physically, mentally. Reason unknown. This is something you have to study and identify over time. Finding a root in something that believes in you. In my case, that would be God, because God had shown me a long time back. God had shown me this made me very strong, but it also made me totally fucked. So, in my case, I go with God because I know, and then there's a giant period at the end of that, which brings me into the toilet water of 5,000 demon hells. But that would be my fucking problem. In your particular case, you could use fellowship. I've been to several churches, Lutheran, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, Catholic, pretty much all of them. I've been to these churches. This is something that you could do just for just to do it. So visit different churches and fellowship for the purpose of just fellowshipping. This can add strength to your being, knowledge to your being, strength to your being. It also can help to divert or absorb. Jesus Christ. So the sensitivity level is the primary information that is generating the overall parameter. Level of sensitivity is known at X, and the the interaction or information brought upon the intended subject is based on that parameter. I have to go to work, so I'm going to lay down and dream about witch titties for 6,000 years. Okay.